That was part of an edited segment that we're going to have on our next show, which is going to be on May the 9th. That show is going to be titled New World Order and Labor and the Right to Strike of the Railroad Workers. And as most of our audience probably knows, there was a strike of the railroad workers, and we had a great vote in Congress of 400 to 5 against the right to strike. So we all know about democracy and the right to strike in the United States now. But let's go to our next segment. We wanted to have a debate on Local 2. There's an upcoming election. Local 2 represents the hotel and restaurant employees in San Francisco. And we invited both of the candidates, Charles Kendricks and Sherry Chiesa, who is the present president of Local 2, to come on the show. Sherry was unable to make it. However, Charles Kendricks has agreed to come on the show and discuss some of the issues in the Local 2 strike. So we'll have some comments of his, discussion, and then the audience is welcome to call and ask questions about the issue in the Local 2 elections. So why don't I also introduce my guest, Aline Denoya, who's going to co-host this section.
Okay, Mr. Charles Kendricks, welcome to the show. I'm going to ask you, what makes you believe you are qualified to kind of revive this union, like it says here? What is your motivation for running for this position?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me on the program. I've been a member of Local 2 for almost 26 years in San Francisco. I've worked as a waiter, as a captain, as a maitre d'.
So you went through all the echelon of
assistant food and beverage manager. Actually, I even worked for management, even though I was still a member of the union.
So you're totally aware probably of their problems?
And I was also asked and hired by Joe Bellardi to be an organizer and then business agent for Local 2. So I was an officer of the union for almost 5 years.
To give a history, how long has Local 2 been in existence?
The culinary unions were officially organized a few years after the 34 strike, the general strike. I think 1937 is when they officially were organized. They had affiliations back in the 1880s and 1870s.
Okay.
Because of the
and
Europeans.
There was a very strong union at that time, right?
Yes, our union, basically before the merger, there were a few culinary unions. And also the housekeeping department, 283. There were waiters, bus persons. Then they had waitresses union. They had cooks union. They had the stewards and dishwashers union, and then the housekeeping union, and then the bartenders union.
When there was, the general strike, of course, in San Francisco led to the mobilization of the entire trade union movement, and many of the restaurant and hotel workers supported the general strike here in San Francisco. And after that, until probably, the 60s or 70s, nearly all the major hotels in San Francisco were unionized. Why is it that the hotels in San Francisco, basically the hotel workers union rather, have not been able to organize all the new hotels in San Francisco? You say in your literature that you're going to organize these hotels. What do you think is the reason that these Park 55, the Marriott, many hotels have come into San Francisco and not been organized?
The union basically has not provided any leadership. The Chiesa administration, she was part of the Charles Lamb, Sherry Chiesa administration. She's been in office six years as president, and before that 6 years as secretary-treasurer. In 12 years, they've gone from a union of almost 18,000 members down to 7,000 members active, and 2,000 retirees. And the reason why is we've got away from basically hiring business representatives and organizers from the crafts. A lot of these people who now work for Local 2 do not come from our industry, and unfortunately they have not been able to, they don't speak the same language that employees working in these non-union hotels, some of whom were formerly union workers. And some of these
belong to which union do they belong?
Well, they don't belong to any union now because they're non-union.
So what's the percentage now of people in hotels who are not unionized?
Well, it used to be the union hotels far outnumbered. As Steve mentioned, these union hotels, basically even the small hotels, were all organized. This town, up until the early 60s, mid 60s, even late 60s, was
So now it's
everything
like,
was organized.
like less than 50% are unionized
I
now.
would say that's probably, yes, it's less, certainly less than 50. It might even be less than 40.
So you have
30.
you have a lot of work to do to try to
Yeah,
unionize
yes,
the other
we-
60%.
that's putting it
It's
mildly.
a
We
little
have-
crisis.
It is a crisis proportion. I'm glad you used that. That's exactly the
But
word that I would use.
Is that the trend in all the unions that they have less and less
No,
members?
the
or-
union across the street, 240, Golden Gate, the SEIU, Service Workers International Union, is one of the fastest growing unions in California.
Oh, okay.
And,
They have very strong leadership.
yes, they do. In fact, they're hiring a lot of our business agents who come from the crafts, and they're being replaced by people who don't come from the crafts. Basically, I guess they need work as well. But
Well, would your position, say you were elected, would be that only people who are from the crafts or from the industry would be officials? Is that your
my position
or-
would be only people who come from local twos crafts would be
Should be part of
hired.
it.
I believe in elected business agents, first of all, but our international disagrees. They like the appointed system. Myself, I believe in elected business agents, and I always have.
Mm-hmm.
But since we can't have elected business agents, then they should come from the crafts of local two only.
Is there more resistance on the part of the employers or on the part of the people who don't want to pay their dues? And what is the
No, the workers by and large are waiting to be organized.
Oh, they do want to be.
Yes, but it's the strategies and failed strategies of the Case administration that they have not been able to reach these workers. We have these demonstrations outside various hotels. Park 55 comes to mind, the Park Hyatt. I believe demonstrations such as those should be when you're on strike. And I, first of all, have been through, as a business agent, I've been through about 7 strikes that Chiesa and Charles Lamb called.
Do they have any chance of losing their job if they join the union because maybe the employer doesn't want union?
They always have the chance of losing their job.
If they
One of the things of benefits of joining a union is you have job security and you're protected under the grievance process if you're a union member. Anytime you work
But
in
the
any
hotel might
environment-
not want to hire union people, so that
well,
might be the
they
main...
discourage it. There's problems going on right now in hotels that we have contacts, and we're organizing, and the union and also the people that support me. We're organizing right. at
Well,
this
how would
moment.
you say the Marriott, for example, is a major hotel in San Francisco? It's all non-union. They've screened out, although they promised the city of San Francisco, because they're on city property, it's
Exactly.
redevelopment property, they promised the city of San Francisco that they wouldn't discriminate against union members. And that's
gone ahead and-
precisely what they did. They screened out all the union
Exactly.
people. And now the union, none of the unions really have been able to get a contract to organize that hotel. How would you do it differently than your
Well, I wouldn't-
president of Local 2? I mean, for example, let's
I wouldn't
concretely-
go create a circus-like atmosphere on the outside. I think that you have to go inside to reach these workers. Management, of course, doesn't want you inside, but that's how I'm running my campaign presently in this city. There's a lot of most hotels are welcoming in and let me campaign in the
But those are already unionized hotels. I mean,
But
the Marriott
still,
hotels.
they don't like people in the employees' cafeterias. But if you're going to organize these people, you have to go inside.
And talk to them, yeah.
And if you know,
What if the
you-
Marriott says no, you're not going to come
well,
in?
they can say no, but that's city property. So I feel as though, as a taxpayer of San Francisco, I have a legal right to go in and talk to those people in their cafeteria.
And what if they have you arrested?
That's part of the organizing.
So-
I've been arrested before in demonstrations and
But what are you offering
organizing
when you go
efforts.
talk to them? You're offering them what? Job security, better benefits, better wages, all these.
Well, you're offering them things that management can never offer them. First of all, you're offering them the opportunity to join a fraternal organization that will be looking after their health and welfare benefits,
Yeah,
their
make sure
pension
they have one.
benefits, to make sure they have job security and seniority in their crafts, that's protection that management cannot offer. In the hotel and restaurant industry and hospitality industry, as I like to call it, we're not a service union, unlike Chiesa. She says we're a service union. We're not. We're a hospitality industry. And basically, we have a great turnover in staff, and I'm talking about management. People come to the city and corporations have great turnover, but you'll find the workers are the ones who stay behind. They're always there. My wife works at a hotel. She's been there 13 years presently.
Are you finding out that people who are in the union have more benefits than people who don't? Who
Oh,
are
of
not?
course.
They for sure.
Not
So
only
it's
more
their-
benefits, but they have more security as well in their job protection.
So you show them that. You tell them,
Of course.
look at us. We are much better.
Well, what
off.
would you do if, say, to defend a worker who says, I agree with you, I'd like to be in a union, and then he goes back to work and the management fires him? I mean,
Well,
what would you do? I mean,
if
because that
it's
is
an
happening in San
Of course.
Francisco and all over the country. I mean, people say,
you're
I
absolutely
like
right.
the union, I want to join, and you go back to work and you start talking union, and you're gone. So your history. Then what do you do?
Well, there are state and federal agencies, and also we have union attorneys that handle people's cases of that order. But when a company starts tactics of firing people inside for union activity, and basically they do this, they keep making the mistake. It only furthers the effort of organizing, because it shows the people inside that for organizing, I mean, this is America, and people are allowed to organize over here. I mean, that's part of our constitutional rights and First Amendment rights. So if we want to organize and become members of unions, we're entitled to do that. And I think management had better start to listen that we're in competition with the world. I mean, San Francisco basically doesn't have any industries anymore except for hospitality and a few other. So it's up to management and unions to work together. And we have to making compromises that they're not going to try to put us out of business, and we're not going to try to put them out of business, in the sense that we both have to be reasonable. But the first issue we have to agree upon is that workers do need someone to look after their rights.
Haven't the unions been too reasonable? I mean, basically, I mean,
yes,
they tried to,
lately,
they tried to work out, you know, all this stuff with management, and management has basically said, we don't want the unions. I mean, isn't that the general situation? I mean, it's not that the unions haven't wanted to negotiate with management. It's that management has said, we don't want the union. Goodbye. Isn't that the general situation in
What's
San Francisco?
happened since the old labor leaders have passed from the scene? What's happened is that there's less communication between the workers and the present administration right now, and case in point, there are no membership meetings anymore. And I'm a firm believer in education.
Why aren't there any membership meetings?
Because they don't schedule them on a regular basis.
Aren't they in the union constitution?
Absolutely, they are, and they're
membership
supposed
meetings?
to, but they have, the administration, the Kaiser administration has special permission to go with, in 6 years they've had exactly 6 meetings.
In the case of a big hotel, can part of the workers join and part refuse to join? Is that allowed, or they all have to join if it's a...
Well, elections, basically, you have an election. You have a card check first. You have a card check, and if you have the numbers, the employer can ask for an election. If you have the majority of the cards, then if the employer is wise, you get down to negotiate and you start negotiating immediately. If, on the other hand, he wants...
hotel by hotel, correct?
Yes, yes.
So you...
There used to be associations, but unfortunately now a lot of them have broken away, and it's individual groups.
Yes, since you're behind about 11,000, like you said, from 17,000 is down to 8,000 or 6,000?
It's down to 7,000 or less as we talk, and probably less
to
afterwards.
To gain back those 11,000, you have to go hotel by hotel right again from the beginning and check out which one is not part of it and which one dropped out. Now, if they dropped out, then it's like making like telling them to come back on board, or finding out
them. I mean, that's...
finding out the reason why they left.
That's one of the reasons I'm on this program, is to try to get the message out to the workers that are also in the unionized hotels that they have a responsibility too. I mean,
how
a
come
union
they lost
president
their membership? Did they change management? Did they? I mean, did the hotel management
Some of the
change?
hotels, what they did is they closed for repairs and renovation, and they
And
were
when they reopened,
union, and when they opened, they were non-union, and the Kaiser administration didn't go after them,
like
quite
the Mark
frankly.
Twain or some of these others?
Yes, the Mark Twain is an example, but the first was the Campton Place, which used to be the Drake Wilshire, which was a union hotel, and it closed. And it was the first union hotel that closed and opened non-union, and nothing was done. And it was allowed to slide, and then we came in the Ramada, and the Park 55, and then you've had a host of other union establishments. The El Cortez has become the Shannon Court, and the Cecil has become the Prescott, and the Mannix has become the Villa Florence.
And nobody has bothered to even ask them to join after they changed this.
No.
Is that the problem? Yeah.
That's the problem with those hotels. And then you've had the new hotels that have been built brand new from the ground up that have
Totally opened up your non-union. So it's a matter of just going back to the old ones and getting back the new ones, and it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a big challenge for for the administration if the members so decide to vote for me.
I think it's the work of more than one person.
Oh, of
course. You're going to have the help of how many?
I have a very strong team and an organization that's already set in place, and we're ready to go.
We can have a couple of calls. If people want to call, they can ask some questions of
Sure.
Charles Kendricks. Charlie, what are the chances that you're going to win this election? I mean, I know Sherry didn't want to come on the show, or she wasn't able to make it. What do you think the chances are in the election? Do you have a lot of support?
I think the chances. I think I'm going to win this election because the members are tired of the non-representation. The dues are very, very high.
How much are the dues?
The dues presently right now range from $25.15 for housekeeping department up to $30 for bartenders.
And you want to lower that?
Well, it's not the question that we can lower it, but what I'd like to do is, after the election, I've made a campaign pledge to freeze the dues and ask the General President Hanley of the International Union to freeze the dues for a year. What happened with the dues structure is that in 1985, Chiesa and her two officers, Jim McCormick and Rafael Espinoza, and their delegates attended an international convention. And at that convention, they passed to have a law to have the dues rise each year.
Automatically,
without a vote of the members. And this is something that we've always had the right to do, to have membership meetings and to have the rights to vote on these issues. And when you don't have membership meetings,
people off in the union?
Oh, it's not only turned people off, it's turned people against the union itself.
Mm-hmm. They want to find out what you do with the money.
They don't ask for
also.
membership meetings, and it's been very divisive. Instead of bringing the union together, it's been very divisive.
Yeah, you talk about having open books. They want to know what you do with the money, I suppose. Is that it?
Well, I also think that the union itself is not a profit-making business. It's basically it's a non-profit. It's set up to be a non-profit structure, and if you're a dues-paying member, you're entitled to look at the books, and I mean all the books.
Okay.
Every member.
Thank you for coming on the show, and
thank you,
we had a useful discussion as to some of the issues, and it's good that you were able to make it.
I hope people come out and vote. This May 8th, because if they want to do administration, they're going to have to come out. They have to come out and vote.
It's May 8th, and people have to go out to the union. Where's the election going to be held?
The election's going to be held at the Polk Hall, and it's 99 Grove Street on the corner of Grove and Polk Street.
So you encourage all the union people?
If you want to change, I'm telling you now, if you want to change, you better come out, because this is the last chance for Local 2 to turn itself around, because
then
any more losses, we won't be here.
Please go and vote for Charles Hendricks.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Thank you for the endorsement.
Well, he's there to help you out, so help him out. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we have some announcements. One is there's going to be a benefit for the Labor Video Project on Friday, May the 3rd, 1991 at Artist Television Access on 922 Valencia Street. We're going to be showing some videos. One is Strike Against the War by a New York group, New York Labor at the Crossroads. Labor World Protest the Gulf War by the Labor Video Project, and Turkish Miners March for Jobs. That's going to be Friday, May the 3rd at 7:30 p.m. at 992 Valencia Street. We're also going to have a reception and party for the Labor Video Project on the following night, May the 4th, Saturday, May the 4th at 6 p.m. at Paradise Lounge. People who want to see some of our videos and dance to a jazz band are welcome to come. We're also having there's an educational conference on the challenge to labor, the war and abroad at SEIU Local 240 Golden Gate on May the 4th, Saturday, May the 4th at 9 a.m. So those who are interested in those issues should come to that conference. And finally, for those who are interested, the Labor Vision Monitor is the first issue of a newsletter that's going to be produced by the Labor Video Project on upcoming shows and other labor, technology, and communication issues. So those who are interested should write to the Labor Video Project at P.O. Box 5584, San Francisco, California 94101, and we'll send you a copy of the newsletter, and you can find out more about our shows. If you have issues or comments about our show that you would like to see on, or things that you think should be added to, don't hesitate to write or call us. So I want to thank you for watching our show, and thank you for our guests on tonight, and for Aline co-hosting this segment with
You're
me.
welcome. Yeah. Has been my pleasure.
Okay.
Touch
So,
on part.
yeah, we talked about a lot.
Because the miners, they broke their backs to make Rockefeller a millionaire. And we remember bloody Ludlow as the miners' victory, 'cause they fought back. Yeah, we'll remember bloody Ludlow as a miners' victory, 'cause they fought back. Will the miners, they took to striking for union and a living wage. And when he heard this, old Rockefeller, his coward's heart is filled with rage. Call the militia, get vigilantes, we'll get 'em guns, don't you spare no cost, 'cause we have got to show them dirty miners that Rocky
give me the jacket. Fun. Very fun. bon après-midi. Nous avons aujourd'hui avec nous Jean de Cotigny et c'est un homme très sympathique et il a apporté aujourd'hui son accordéon. Jean, c'est vraiment un plaisir de vous avoir aujourd'hui avec nous.
C'est un plaisir réciproque, merci.
J'ai l'impression d'être à Paris avec quelqu'un qui tient un accordéon. Je me rappelle sur la scène, il y a des gens qui jouent de l'accordéon. Je ne sais pas si ça existe toujours, mais ça a l'air d'être un art qui continue, qui passe de père en fils peut-être, c'est ça?
Oui, non, il a diminué, mais je crois qu'il reprend de force.
Ah, tant mieux avec des gens comme vous.
Ben.
Et il y a quand même des gens ici à San Francisco qui peuvent l'enseigner, c'est ça?
Oui.
Et vous l'avez appris ici?
Ah, on l'a appris ici, oui.
Ah oui, et c'est qui? C'est un Français qui vous l'a enseigné?
Non, c'est Michel Corino. Il est italien.
Ah, c'est un
descendance, oui.
Et
c'est un maestro.
Il donne des cours?
Il donne des cours chez lui, oui,
Super.
à Corte Madera.
Ah, il faut aller jusqu'à
là-bas. J'y vais tous les samedis matins.
Et vous apprenez les airs, disons, populaires?
Français, italien, et puis, oui.
Et vous allez des fois dans des fêtes et vous jouez, on vous demande? On va commencer peut-être.
Je suis assez timide, je commence, oui.
Vous commencez, il ne faut pas être timide quand on fait de la musique.
Oui, mais c'est difficile au début.
Oui. Je ne sais pas si vous avez vu le film Cyrano de Bergerac quand il s'est venu à jouer l'accordéon. C'était assez touchant comme scène.
C'est un magnifique instrument.
Vous l'avez vu le film?
Oui.
Ah oui. Ok. Et donc, vous avez appris donc beaucoup plus tard. Vous m'avez dit que vous avez toujours voulu l'apprendre à jouer.
Étant tout jeune, et puis la guerre était là, et puis j'étais l'aîné de famille. Et puis voilà, il fallait que j'attende 43 ans pour commencer.
D'accord.
Vous voyez, jamais trop tard.
Ok, donc c'est quand même possible d'apprendre à n'importe quel âge.
N'importe quel âge.
Super.
Il faut de la volonté.
Oui, alors on encourage tout le monde qui a un intérêt dans n'importe quel instrument, donc de commencer à jouer. Et puis, qu'est-ce que vous allez jouer?
C'est un très bon dérivatif.
Ok, et vous allez nous jouer quelque chose?
Je vais vous jouer sous les ponts de Paris.
Et
après,
vous avez une chanson romantique à part ça?
Oui. Des chansons italiennes après ça, Mala Femina ou...
D'accord, écoutez, moi je suis là, je vous écoute et comme ça fait très longtemps que je n'ai pas écouté, ça va me faire plaisir de réécouter. On va prétendre donc qu'on est sur...
ça va bien sortir.
Voilà, c'est ça. On va prétendre qu'on est sur la scène à Paris.
Promis. Papa. Comment? Mala Femina.
Ah d'accord, c'est donc un morceau italien.
Oui.
Ok. Vous avez une chanson française ou il faut faire le tune?
Non, je peux jouer
Ok, ça c'était quoi donc? Et par exemple, un instrument comme ça, est-ce que c'est très cher?
Oh, celui-ci, il coûte, il a été fait spécialement pour mon voisin en Italie et il coûte aux alentours de 2500 $.
Ah, c'est quand même pas pour les petits-enfants, quoi. Enfin,
Non.
c'est quand même pour des
Je n'ai
adultes
pas
qui ont...
commencé avec celui-ci. Hein.
Ah bon, d'accord, vous commencez avec
Commencé-
quelque chose de plus simple.
C'est ça.
D'accord, mais ça peut durer longtemps. Enfin,
Ah, celui-ci, il est pour la vie. Hein.
Ah oui, c'est un bon. Oui.
Ah oui, c'est un des meilleurs.
D'accord. Bon, ben écoutez...
Un cadeau de ma charmante épouse.
Ah bon?
Il y a
D'accord.
5 ans pour mon anniversaire.
Et sur cet instrument, donc vous allez pouvoir jouer la prochaine fois la musique pour elle. Il suffit de...
Je vous le promets.
D'accord, mais elle dit qu'il faut l'ajuster, c'est ça?
Non, il faut jouer, il faut changer de base.
Ah d'accord. Il faut changer de quoi?
La
Les
clé, la
quilles?
clé, oui.
La clé. Et donc...
Moi, je joue en clé de C et puis il faudra certainement en clé de F. Pour...
Et c'est qui fait
Oui.
ces genres
Oh,
d'ajustements?
ben, mon professeur va me
Ah,
va me
d'accord.
l'écrire. Oui, oui, oui.
Bon, ben écoutez,
promis.
merci beaucoup d'être venu.
Avec plaisir.
Je pense que vous passerez demain ou la semaine prochaine, mais
Ah ben, j'espère bien.
dites à tous vos amis de vous voir et c'est vraiment un plaisir de
C'était
vous
un
avoir
grand
avec nous.
plaisir pour moi.
Ok, merci.
Merci.
C'était donc Jean de Cotigny qui fait revivre un art français, de jouer de l'accordéon. Merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir.
Ok. That's it.
Voilà.
Now your turn. Ok, nous avons maintenant avec nous un artiste américain. We can call you Fania. How does this name come about?
Well, this name came about as my mother, growing up in the state of South Carolina, everyone has a nickname.
Okay,
And
so what's your real name?
My real name is Terry Alfonso Leach, and I got that name the day I was first attend elementary school. Until then, I had Fania, and which branched off from Alfonso. My name is Terry Alfonso Leach,
I see.
which is raised up 40 miles from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on the East Coast there, Dillon, South Carolina. And so from there, I moved to Atlanta. Everybody called me Fania.
And you stayed with it?
Yes, I stayed with it. And from there to Austin, Texas, more people know me by the name of Fania because I perform and do dance studio work there
Would
as
you
well.
play the...
I play congos and do poetry and have different talk shows, have certain topics, and just communicate with all people on all levels.
So you don't have your drums today?
I don't have my congos.
So what are you going to do as a substitute?
Well, we would talk about
Do you have any...
a social change in reality, because I work with this fine group out of Austin, Texas. It's a women organization by the name of the sponsor. Her name is Genevieve Vaughn, and she's a very good. She's delicious. She's just great, you know. And she do social work all over the world. And
what kind of social?
Well, she do social change work as far as helping people out in Belize, Guatemala, Salvador, or
You
whatever.
mean fundraisers?
Fundraisers and
I see.
sponsors, and to help this poverty that we're having. And So it's a women's organization and I just branch off. I'm the only man that works with them. I do a lot of Caribbean and African cooking for them as well. And so I'm there.
So you dance, you play, you do everything?
Yes, I dance and perform for these guys.
Okay. Since we cannot dance today, what do you want to do?
Well, I would like to branch off from some of the work that she does as far as talking and communicating with people and let them know to ease up that, as Bob Marley says, it's a terrible mix-up, and we should learn that we all should learn to work together, because there's a song say we are in this stuff together, but it's in a different quote. And I would like to let everyone know that ignorance has no color, and we should learn to pull together and work together at this Armageddon time.
What do you mean ignorance has no color? We're all ignorant, but we don't ignore the same things.
well, that is true, you know. Okay, I'll still stick with ignorance has no color, because it takes people with a good heart, good love, one love, as we said, Grateful Dead said, Bob Marley said, Peter Tosh, and others.
He cannot talk. He's talking loud.
And so I think we...
Wait a second. Charles, you cannot talk like that. It records, okay? Oh, gosh. Okay,
So-
go ahead. Let's start from again.
So from there, it's a terrible mix-up, and we're going through these changes of Armageddon time. And right now, the system has everybody, you know, ignoring their brothers and sisters, regardless of what color we are, because of hot dog, apple pie, and Chevrolet. And
Okay, can you go back a little bit? What is Armageddon? And
the Armageddon time is when, I will put it in my words, when everybody is actually putting drugs before their brother and sisters, cars before their mother and father, a cigarette before, you know, reality, and food. And a lot of people are out here living to eat instead of eating to live. And so my favorite word is that means they are tripping with no luggage at all. So from there, I think we should all learn a one world peace, one mind, and one spirit. And it only takes, you know, just for one time to just find peace within themselves and forget about this chaos, and know that, you know, there's a Most High, and we know that a lot of us was brought here by force. A lot of us was put into this agony and pain by economics, employment. So from there, we should realize that we need someone to stay strong and to go forward and to get out here between people and let them know, you know, there is some love left. There's a lot left. For the simple reason we not aware of the love that's left, because we want hate. I noticed a long time ago the blacks had to get in the back. Now it's the whites in the back. But there's some rainbow, spiritual colored people in the so-called black and white, but it's not. I'm a colored person. I'm not black. I have different colored teeth, you know, eyes, hair. So I think it shouldn't be a colored black or white, not unless we can use the terminology of people of color. And so
what do you mean ignorance has no color? What is the analogy? I don't see it.
Ignorance has no color, because you can have a master's, bachelor's, you can have all the money in the world. If you're ignorant,
Ignorant of what?
ignorant due to the fact of a person that's black, white, or Hispanic, or brown, or whether they're...
Ignorant of what? You just said you can have all the degrees in the world, but you can be ignorant. What is that?
You can be ignorant due to the fact that, let's say, you think your money can buy love. I mean, that's ignorant. You think your money can change the Most High words, and which is written in Revelation and Proverbs, which money can buy you a hot dog, apple pie, and Chevrolet. And if that's what you want to switch people around in the world today, that's ignorance. And so...
Money does buy love sometimes.
Oh, that's true, but then again...
I mean, you cannot deny that.
That's true, but who, well, money cannot massage you. I mean, not just the money itself, the hands can. Money cannot let a person that has all the money in the world walk down certain streets in the city of San Francisco, Austin, Atlanta, and walk down these streets where these people there are just so mean, you know, that would take your money from you. Money will not allow you to go to the most positive place in the universe after this flesh is gone, when the spirit has to move to a higher place in life. Money does not take it. Money buy you a gold casket, money buy you a gold car, money buy you drugs, hot dog, apple pie, and Chevrolet. But actuality, looking at the real image and of life, money cannot buy love, because there was love before money. Simple reason, I said there was love before money. We just use money as an object.
Okay.
All right.
So that's your topic today?
Well, that's true, and I just wish everybody would just come together just for once and for one life. And as I always say, we need to quit tripping with no luggage and just be real. I mean, look how beautiful we are. The camera operators, the lights, and everything. Beauty is what's happening in life, but it's within the spirit and the heart, the mind, and the soul. I've seen something quite nice, but when you really look within it, it has a lot of fever in it, you know, which fever is a disease. Ignorance is a disease. That's why I say it has no color. So from there, we need to just pull together, think positive, and we soon will be out of this chaos that we are in at this present time.
I don't see any chaos. I think it's a nice.
Well, I know at this present time you see cameras and lights.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there any? Is there worse than that?
Yes.
What
for
chaos? What chaos?
There are some people. You
I
gotta.
mean, after the show, we're gonna go back to chaos.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. Okay. A lot of people today.
It's true. It's true.
Yes.
It's true that here it's all happy
Yes.
and fine,
A
but
lot
when
of
you get home, it's tragic
True.
and cheers.
True.
Okay.
You got to kick over the, kick all the stuff out of the floor, But it's true that we have been misled on the way, and a lot of people today would call you dedicated. You are live. I mean, there's a terminology. So I would say, hi, you're a live-icated person,
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people don't understand that situation. They understand. So why can't we deal with some things that hasn't been presented to us in way of words? Or just in case of that, I could say, well, 2 and 2, BEFORE, And so we want to look at real reality, try to break things down simple so others can live simply. And we can do it if only we try. There's a lot of people don't have...
But people are looking beyond that. They want more than that.
They want more than that because they have been misled on the way.
All right.
All right.
So on this, we're gonna close. So you do massage, right? Is that
I
it?
do, yes. I went to one of the greatest of all time schools out of Austin, School of Massage Therapists on
Do you
Waterloo
believe
Drive.
in that?
Oh, yes, we all are healers. We all are healers. And
But I cannot stand somebody touch me, So I don't like massage. So
well,
why?
just take, for instance, some of the things that we have did here. We have healed
I can
someone's
talk to
mind
someone.
mentally, yes.
Yeah.
I think I have
I
healed
cannot
myself.
understand somebody paying somebody else to be touched because I don't like.
Well, maybe you haven't been touched by the right one. See, as I say, I've been trained by a good school. It was a very great school, and I think everybody needs to be touched mentally, physically, hydrotherapy, aromatherapy, reflex, trigger points, polarity. It all works because it is something that we need. In America today, we do not touch. America today, we are afraid. We have fear. We even take the baby and put it in the off room, three doors down the hall. We don't even touch our babies anymore because we want to get away from what's really need to be, now, as we say, a dollar bill, they want to hug that, touch it, squeeze it. But human flesh, what God gave us, we ignore it due to the fact we don't see what people really need now at this present time. We need a lot of love, a lot of touching and holding, a lot of friendship, and we need to talk to all the people that's deaf, blind, crippled, and crazy. And a lot of us that can see and walk and talk fits that category. So we need
That's true.
So
Okay.
we need to just really wake up and live. As Barmana always says, let's wake up and live.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for being here. And I think you have some good ideas, but you see the way we brought up sometimes we reject all that as being unimportant, and
True.
we gonna. It seemed too simplistic, and then we just say, let's get on with our business, you know?
Yes.
It's too idealistic, and we want to move on.
Yeah.
But it's nice to go back to,
You know, as
to
Revelations
earth.
say, as Revelations say in the Most High, says, the truth shall reveal itself. And it's just a repercussion, you know, coming back at us. And I'm glad I could just put it in the short term to, you know, to crack the egg a little bit. I have so much things to say right now, but we only have little time. That's
Okay.
America. That's
no, you can
this
say,
is
you can
Babylon,
talk. What,
you know.
what do you have to say? I'll give you the time.
Well, we will close it, bring it to a close, but I would like to say to a lot of people, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, and we should just find ourselves, and so we can find others. Remember, you must know yourself before you can know any other. We must just wake up and live. And
All right. So anyway, this was, what's your name? Fania?
Fania.
Fania, spiritual talker, I would say.
just reality. you
Just
know.
reality, well,
Yeah.
whatever.
For
And
social change.
for
Yes.
social change. And
Yes.
you bringing your ideas to San Francisco from where? From
From
Atlanta?
Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
From my mom.
And you're going to come back and do something here in San Francisco?
Sure, I would love to.
Okay.
We'd be a lot more prepared. I'll have my drums this time, my best friends, you know,
Okay.
which ease me. And,
All right, then call
you know.
me and you can come back.
Surely,
All
surely.
right. Thank you
All right.
for
What is
very
your
much
phone
for
number?
being.
911?
Oh, yeah, 911, emergency. All right, so thank you very much.
All right. Nice being on your show. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay.
Ok, bon après-midi. Nous avons donc avec nous aujourd'hui un étudiant, on peut dire, oui.
Oui.
C'est Jean-Christophe de Tosia. On a eu deux Cotigny, deux Tosia, et puis donc ça continue avec les deux aujourd'hui. Et je vais peut-être l'interviewer sur son école, étant donné qu'il est ici en mission. Ça s'appelle une mission autour du monde, n'est-ce pas?
Voilà, c'est ça.
Avec son école, et on va introduire son école qui est assez nouvelle en France. Jean-Christophe, merci d'être venu.
Ben, je vous en prie, c'est un
Ok.
plaisir.
Ok, merci. Je voulais peut-être vous demander peut-être de faire une petite introduction. Vous êtes donc ici de à San Francisco depuis combien de temps?
Je suis ici à San Francisco maintenant depuis 1 semaine et demie à peu près.
Ah,
Au début,
d'accord.
je suis arrivé aux États-Unis il y a 2 semaines, mais j'étais à Los Angeles au début.
D'accord. Et donc vous êtes ici pour en mission, on veut dire
Voilà, c'est ça, en mission commerciale. C'est-à-dire que j'ai 8 mois de stage à effectuer à travers le monde. C'est pour
Mhm.
ça que ça s'appelle le tour du monde. Le but étant de connaître la façon dont travaillent les gens internationalement au niveau des affaires,
Mhm.
et aussi de connaître la culture, la façon dont les gens se conduisent en affaires, mais aussi dans la vie courante, hors de France et hors de la communauté européenne.
Et en 1 semaine et demie, est-ce qu'il y a une différence? Est-ce qu'il y a des
Vous
différences?
voulez dire, est-ce que je ressens quelque chose de différent par rapport à la France? Ah oui, complètement. Je me sens, c'est la première fois que je vais si loin par rapport à mon pays d'origine,
Oui.
et je me sens assez...
Vous êtes de Paris?
Oui.
Ah.
Je me sens dépaysé quand même. Pas énormément dans la mesure où je ne suis pas dans un pays
Il y a quand
sous-développé.
même des autos, il y a quand
Oui,
même...
voilà, c'est ça.
Voilà.
Mais au niveau de
Il y
la
a quand
façon
même la
de se conduire
civilisation.
des gens, je me sens quand même très dépaysé. C'est pas du tout la même façon de vivre qu'en Europe.
D'accord. Et pourquoi? Pourquoi c'est pas... On,
Bien-
on mange 3 repas par jour.
Oui, oui. Non, mais tout d'abord,
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a de différent?
tout est très grand ici.
Il y a plus
par rapport
d'espace.
à la France, par exemple, les